Miami Dolphins heading up to Cleveland to take on the Browns, as some of us like to call this the hot seat bowl. One of these coaches will get fired. Who will it be? And who's going to win the game? What is up, Fin fans? Hope you guys are having a fantastic Friday. The weekend is almost here, and then we get to hang out together and watch Dolphins take on the Browns. Come hang out in the live stream, 1 o'clock. Me and my dad will be there. It'll be a fun time. Regardless if we're winning or losing, I try my best to make it fun and make you guys laugh as I cry. But yes, the Miami Dolphins are taking on the Cleveland Browns. This is a game where, again, both coaches are sitting at 1-5, and someone is going to get fired. Who is that going to be? I will tell you at the end of the video when I give you my prediction for this game. We're going to go into this. Obviously, we will start with sleeper over and unders. I will get to that in a second. And we will get to a little surprise addition to my previews, and that is weather. Because the weather might be a big factor in this. But real quick, let's talk about sleeper real quick. Again, use the promo code DDW, get 100% up to $100. And as you can see here, if I come over to the picks, free entry, first time play on us, $20. You just click use when you sign in. Bada bang, bada boom. But it's real easy. Again, you come over here, you click on NFL, you go over, you go to the Dolphins game, 2 1-5 teams, and there you go. You got the more or lesses, right? Devon Achane, anytime touchdown, I would take the more on that. Bam. You click on that. That's how simple and easy it is. Quinshon Judkins, more or less, anytime touchdown. I'm taking the more on that. See how easy this is? Jalen Waddle, touchdown. Tua Tagovailoa, 198.5 yards. I would take the more on that, and I'll get to that in a second. You got Jerry Jeudy, you got Darren Waller, Ollie Gordon, rushing yards 14.5. It should be more, but we will see how it plays out. David Njoku, anytime touchdown. I'd probably take the more. We have a hard time with that. Malik Washington, Jerome Ford. I'm trying to see, did I pass Dylan Gabriel? What they have for him? Dylan Gabriel, 175.5. Interesting. But again, it's very simple, easy. You can do it for all the teams, all the games, and all that good stuff. Go check them out. Fantastic fantasy app, and a blast to use. So shout out to them. Let's jump into this flip-flopper and the flim-flam. So I'm going to start with weather, because Andy Slater, I think this was yesterday, came out with this tweet saying new Dolphins-Browns game in Cleveland could have 50 to 60 mile per hour wind gusts. The National Weather Service says this is certainly a system worth keeping an eye on, as a strong storm may materialize. The current forecast is a 94% chance of rain, 36 mile an hour gusts, and 65 degree weather. So it's not going to be cold. If you're a Floridian or from Miami, then it is cold for you. But for me, 65 is beautiful. It's the wind gusts and the rain that is really going to limit what you're able to do on offense. Now, and I will get into all that other beautiful stuff, the Dolphins can't stop the run if their life depended on it. So this might not be a good one from Miami. But let's jump into the injury reports, and we're going to start with the Cleveland Browns. As you see here, Cleveland Browns have a very long list of injuries, but obviously you see a lot of full, and in fairness, I get rid of the full because that's not something we should worry about. Jack Conklin did not practice. He's in concussion protocol. It doesn't seem like he's going to be a go, but does that really matter? Because we faced the Chargers, who didn't have either one of their starting tackles, and we still couldn't get any pressure on Justin Herbert. David Njoku, 2 days of not practicing. And I just showed you David Njoku on a sleeper, so maybe I shouldn't have taken the over there. Then we have Mike Hall, Jerry Jeudy, Gage, Cam Robinson, and Joe. That's a name. All of these guys are limited. Gage went from did not practice to limited because of concussion, so he should be good to go. He's probably at the back end of concussion protocol. They're kind of beat up. kind of beat up. And then you look at the Miami Dolphins here. And again, if we get rid of the full practice, they actually look pretty good. So you have Aaron Brewer and you have Darren Waller, who had a rest day and a pectoral. Those guys should be good to go. So the only one you really got to worry about is Elijah Campbell, who's probably not going to play. So it's not a bad injury report for the Miami Dolphins. Now, we do have some big hitters that are still sitting on IR, and James Daniels, Jason Sanders, and Austin Jackson. With those three guys coming back would be a world of a difference for this offense. Not so much on the defense, where we don't really have that many injuries on the front seven, and we still suck. But yeah, Terrell Dotson, full practice. He will be back. Jordan Brooks, full practice. Storm Duck, full practice. Alec Ingold, full practice. Tua, full practice. Dante Trader, Cedric Wilson Jr., full practice. So it seems like we might see our first little glimpse of Cedric Wilson Jr. there. So good news for the Dolphins on the health front. But what about the rest? So let's look at the breakdown. We'll start with the Miami Dolphins on defense. So total defense, the Dolphins are 30th. We are facing the 27th total offense, 20th in pass, facing the 26th passing offense. We are the 32nd rushing defense. We are that bad, giving up 168.5 yards per game, facing the 28th rushing offense, giving up, or not giving up, but getting 90.7 yards per game. Scoring, 29th ranked scoring defense, giving up 29 points, and you'll see where the Dolphins are on offense. Facing the 23rd scoring offense, only scoring 13.7 points. So, you know, who's the worst? Sacks, the Dolphins are 17th, getting 12 sacks, and the Browns are 23rd, giving up 17 sacks. Doesn't matter. Dolphins won't do anything there. 30th in third downs, giving up 47.9% of third downs, facing the 28th, only converting 34.4% of third downs. The takeaways, the Dolphins are 17th, getting 6 takeaways, and the Browns are 20th, giving away 8 turnovers. So it's a tale of a bad defense facing a bad offense. And then you have the Dolphins offense facing a good defense. So we are the 26th total offense facing the 3rd total defense. Not good. The 21st passing offense facing the 7th passing defense. Again, not good. The 27th rushing offense facing the 3rd rushing defense. Again, not good. 18th scoring offense, scoring 22.3 points. And that's where you see that, right? Because we're scoring 3 touchdowns a game, and our defense is giving up over 3 touchdowns a game. And normally, if you score 3 touchdowns a game, you should be winning more than one game. So again, a lot of people want to look at the offense and say, that's the problem there, that's the problem. Not necessarily. You know, we all want to point fingers at one certain somebody, and we are facing the 21st scoring defense, giving up 24.3 points. So that should bode well for Miami. Sacks, Miami is 19th, giving up 13 sacks. The Browns are 11th, getting 14 sacks. Third down offense, we are still a very good third down offense. 3rd in the NFL, 46.5% of the time we are converting third downs. They are 27th. They are giving up 42.5% of third downs, and giveaways, we are 20th, only turning the ball over 8 times. They are 26, only getting 4 turnovers. So again, you look at this chart, and yes, you look at the yards on total, pass, and rushing, it's not good. But if the season started and I told you, come week 7, the Miami Dolphins are averaging 22.3 points a game. They have the 3rd best third down offense, and they only turn the ball over 8 times over 6 games. There's no way you would think they'd be 1-5. Because a lot of the losses is not because of the offense. It's because of the defense. Obviously, we saw what happened last week and the week before. But obviously, you know, we look at the offense and we need the offense to be perfect because our defense is bad. And that's not fair necessarily. Let's get into everyone's favorite. Fart in the bucket. Sometimes you just got to laugh about these things because if not, you're going to cry. This is the Miami Dolphins defense versus the Cleveland Browns offense. Again, tales of 2 bad teams. Rasul Douglas is having a fantastic year. I honestly, a lot of people thought this would be a Jordan Poyer situation. It's not. Per PFF, he's the fourth best corner in the NFL. They have Mika down here. I would actually move him back, and I would put somebody else in that slot corner, let him roam free on the back end. But again, he's a high-ranked safety / corner. These guys need to step the flip up, man. This front four, and I will get to that when I get into my 5 things, but they need to do better than they're doing, because they are better than they are showing. Like 105, 101, 51st, 98. It's just not good enough. And especially with Chop Robinson, he needs to be on the field more. I don't know why they don't have him on the field more. I don't know what it is. Linebackers aren't great either, if I'm going to be honest with you. Like, if I'm going to pick and choose, like, the safeties aren't too bad, and again, the corners aren't too bad. If the front 7 could just do their flipping job. Then you look at the Browns offense, Quinshon Judkins is the big scary guy on this. Outside of that, it's like Njoku's probably not going to play. Conklin, the right tackle, is not going to play. They still have a very good left guard in but I could say his name, but just not right now. All right, give me a second. Their offensive line's not good. Dylan Gabriel's struggling, but again, they're literally throwing him to the wolves. So again, it's a tale of a bad defense facing a bad offense. Which one is worse? And then we flip it around and look at the Dolphins' offense. Not great here. Again, if we had James Daniels and we had Austin Jackson, I would feel much better. But Darren Waller is a very good tight end. You see Jalen Waddle is, really, the games where we haven't had Tyreek Hill, he's done fantastic. Devon Achane is one of the best all-purpose running backs in the NFL. Tua is middle of the pack, in all honesty. Has his goods. He has his obvious bads that cost us games down the stretch. And previously in the beginning of the season, these guys need to step it up, especially Westbrook-Ikhine. Step it up, or hopefully Cedric Wilson comes in and replaces him and does better. But you're facing a front defensive line that is very good. You got Garrett Wilson. So Patrick Paul is going to show if he is the future, because he's going up against Garrett Wilson. Then you have Collins, you have Wright. This is dangerous. You got Grant Delpit back here. I'm not afraid of Ward or Campbell, but this is scary. And again, it might come down to running the ball if we have 25 to 30 mile an hour winds. Can we do it against these guys? I don't think so. And it gets real scary at that point. So we are going to now go into the 5 things that the Miami Dolphins have to do if they want to beat this Cleveland Browns team, who is on the same level as them. Now, defensively, they have a way better defense than us, but offensively, they're not good. They're 1-5 for a reason. And obviously, this is a game where, in my honest opinion, whoever loses is going to fire their head coach. So I have my 5 things. And number 1, normally I try to keep it short, like 2 or 3 words, and then I have down here like all this stuff written down. But I had to put this entire thing here. Stop the run for the love of God. Back-to-back games, you had a backup running back in Rico, and then you had a fourth string running back in Vital torch you on the ground. One guy went for 200-something yards. The other guy went from over 150 yards. Stop the run. You are probably going to be playing in a game where the winds are going to be crazy and you're not going to be throwing it. Knowing us, we're going to throw it. Just look at the playoff game against the Kansas City Chiefs. You need to stop the run. You need to have Dylan Gabriel beat you. You cannot let Quinshon Judkins run it down your throat. You have to stop the run. If the Dolphins can limit Quinshon Judkins to 90 yards and 1 touchdown, that's a win in my book. Because I expect him, and then we face the Falcons next week with Bijan Robinson. I expect the Browns and Quinshon Judkins to just torch this defense. Now, are they finally going to get angry about it and do something? I don't know. They haven't done it all flipping season, but for the love of God, stop the run. And then again, if we're playing in a game where it's 94% chance of rain and crazy wind gusts and yada, yada, you got to run the ball and you got to stick with the run. and you can't abandon it, and you can't force Tua to throw the ball in conditions that don't bode well for a quarterback who doesn't have a strong arm, or any quarterback in this situation. If you guys remember that game, I think it was Buffalo versus Indy, or it was Buffalo versus the Patriots, where it was like a foot of snow on the ground, and it was like whoever can run the ball is going to win the game. And I think it was the Patriots, because Mac Jones had like one or two pass attempts, and I think they ended up winning the game or something like that. In that game, Mike McDaniel would have to throw it like 30 something times. Like, just, you got it. This is a game you just stick with it. Now, it's going to be hard because you're facing a very good, and I'm saying very good, defensive line. So I know you're not going to be getting off the ball a lot, but you gotta run the ball. You gotta. Number 3, no mistakes. This last game against the Chargers, right? You had the first interception, which was not Tua's fault. It was Waddle's fault, literally. Catching the ball and then throwing it into the safety's hands. The second interception, 100% Tua's fault. Why the flip are you throwing it in there? Those two things cannot happen. You can't have those plays. You can't have the mistakes that consistently happen, where on a 3rd and 8, we convert with a nice pass to Darren Waller, up, holding, bring it back. Or up, false start, up, hands to the face, and just, you name it, illegal motion, this or that. These little mistakes are killing us, and we can't have it on a team that's not good. You just can't. And especially on defense, with Jalen Phillips making the mistake of not tackling Justin Herbert, and Trader getting beat by McConkey in the open field. These little mistakes can't have, even the missed field goal by Riley Patterson, but I'm not even blaming Riley Patterson, because his career long is 53. Why are you trotting him out there to try a 57? And then you put the Chargers in good field position when you know your defense isn't doing well, but thankfully they did do well and only held the Chargers to 3 field goals in the first half. You can't have any mistakes, especially in a game where at some point the dam is going to break on defense, and Quinshon Judkins is going to break one off. So you can't have any mistakes, and you need to take advantage of the mistakes of your opponent. Number 4, don't make Dillon Gabriel look good. We made Bryce Young look good. We're making all these guys who normally don't look good look fantastic. It's the defense is just allowing too much to happen, and is not having the discipline to stay in their lanes, to make the right reads, to hit the right gaps. And then it's the same thing on offense, illegal man downfield, not taking up the right blocks, not taking the right assignment, not running the right routes, not making the right. It's all of these things. So we cannot come out here and make Dillon Gabriel look like the next Bernie Kosar. Bernie Kosar was good for the Browns, for all my OG football fans. You get what my point is, right? Because I'm like trying to think to myself, I'm like, who is a really good Browns quarterback that we could make him look like? Because normally, like with the Patriots, you're like, oh, you're making him look like Tom Brady. And then we made Daniel Jones look like Peyton Manning. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, who can we make Gabriel look like? Bernie Kosar. Good quarterback. Good Miami Hurricane. Anyway, can't have it. Can't have it. And my 5th and final thing, finish the job. Beep. I'm going to censor myself. Finish the job. And that's not only to Jalen Phillips, who couldn't finish the job, but again, Jalen Phillips, my man, I love you. You're like one of my favorite Dolphins right now, and I want you to stay here. I want you to get a contract extension. I keep saying you're the next Jason Taylor, but my man, you got to finish the job. You are like super high in the NFL, like top 10 when it comes to pressure and getting after the court. You just can't finish the job. But it's not even you, right? We have the Patriots game. We're marching down the field. We can't finish the job. We have the Panthers game. We're marching down the field. We can't finish the job. And then again, it's the missing the reads. It's giving up the sacks. It's can't get in field goal range. How many times it's the Chargers game, can't finish the job. It's the Bills game. You run into the kicker, can't finish the job. Then you're marching down the field, throw the interception, can't finish the job. So many of our losses this year, in the 5 losses, have been due to not being able to finish the job. Besides the Colts game, where we got the brakes beaten off of us, the Miami Dolphins, in every single loss going into the fourth quarter, has either had a lead or had a potential to win the game on the last drive. Chargers game, we need to march down the field, score a touchdown to take the lead. They do it. And I said to myself, oh no, did they do it too quick? With 45 seconds left. The Chargers had 45 seconds and one timeout. And I'm thinking to myself, I think we scored too quickly. Like, what? And we did. We flipping did. Gotta finish the job. This is it, man. You can't lose to the Browns. Because then you got the Falcons, who are a good football team. They just beat the Bills. And then you got the Ravens, who are going to have their guys back. Lamar Jackson is going to be back for that game. So, and then you got the Bills again, and then you head to Madrid to face Washington, and then you got a bye. Are the Dolphins going to win any games before their bye? So this is like one of the few where it's like, hey, they have a possible chance. You have to finish the job. That being said, my thoughts and opinions and my prediction of this game. If the weather stays and it's that crazy wind gust and it's raining the way it's going to and there's a possible storm, then the passing game's out the window, right? You'll have end arounds, handoffs, probably screens out the wazoo, which again is Mike McDaniel's bread and butter. I really wish this coaching staff would stop underutilizing our players properly. More specifically, the defense, right? Like Willie Gay is a guy that should be on the field more often. Chop Robinson is a guy who should be on the field more often. Bradley Chubb shouldn't be on the field as often, right? If it's to the point where he's not contributing and you have guys sitting in the wings waiting, just trade him at this point. Like, what are you waiting for? Go get something for Bradley Chubb so Chop can be out there with Jalen Phillips and you got the two speedsters on the edges. You put Willie Gay out there. Like, have that. Zeke Biggers should be out there more often. If you have a rookie in Kenneth Grant who's struggling, like, stop being so stubborn to realize, hey, this isn't working. Let's make some type of rotation move, because it will also show to said player, oh, I'm struggling. They had to take me out. I need to step my game up. And if that player goes into a woe is me mentality that, oh, they took me out, this isn't fair, you know what, I don't care anymore, then I don't want them on the team. So we need to stop coddling players and having this soft mentality, because we are going to be facing a very good defense in the Cleveland Browns, and not necessarily in the cornerbacks, but in that front seven. And again, if it comes down to who runs the ball better and it's between the Miami Dolphins and Cleveland gets the edge, because our defense can't stop the run and they have a better running back, whereas our offensive line is facing a very good defensive line and we don't stick with the run. So in all honesty, it pains me to say this, but I don't think the Dolphins are going to win this game. And I think this is probably the game that Mike McDaniel gets fired. I think it's like a 24-14 loss. I think it's like a 10-point loss. I think at some point with the weather conditions and with the defensive line, I think Tua gets sacked a bunch of times. I think our run game is non-existent. I think we get into a forcing pass situation when we shouldn't, especially in these weather conditions. And I think our defense gets gashed by Quinshon Judkins, and Dylan Gabriel is limited to like 16 attempted passes. Like, I don't think they're going to have Dylan Gabriel do much, and I think they're just going to keep giving to Quinshon, and I think he's just going to keep torching this defense. I hope and pray to all of the gods out there that I am wrong, but after what I saw against the Panthers and what I saw against the Chargers, I have no faith in this defense. I have no faith in Mike McDaniel to make the right calls at the right time, like in the Panthers where he used multiple play actions, even though we had 19 rushing yards at that point, and put Tua in precarious situations. The defense consistently dropping our pass rushers into coverage, and then waiting until the last couple drives on defense to put their three best pass rushers on the field at the same time. It's like they wait till the last second. They don't make halftime adjustments. Their halftime adjustments are worse. It's a negative 31 point differential in the second half, which is probably worse now. It's just, I have no faith in this coaching staff. So prove me wrong, Miami, because I am down bad. I'm probably not even going to wear any Dolphin stuff on my live stream. I'm just going to hang out and we're going to call the game and hope and pray for a win. If not, We'll see what happens on Monday. But comment below. Am I being a Debbie Downer? Am I being a doom and gloomer? Do you think that the Dolphins are going to win this game? What about this game do you think the Dolphins are going to win? And if you're a Cleveland Browns fan, am I being too optimistic? Is your team worse than I think it is? Comment below. Let me know what you guys think. I will see you Sunday at 1 o'clock, unless news breaks. And I'll give you something tomorrow. But like usual, stay classy. And fins out.